Welcome to week 9 of BIM for existing buildings. Let's recapture what we've so far learned since last week. By now you should have had a site visit to the new conservatoire building, and on this site visit you should have familiarized yourselves with the BMS systems currently in place for the conservatoire building. In addition to this, you should also have reviewed PAS 1192 Part 5. This is the specific specification document for security-minded BIM and specifically focuses on the way in which cybersecurity measures should be in place when utilizing digital built assets. Our pre-sessional activity for this week includes a presentation together within groups. So the idea of this pre-sessional activity is for students to share amongst each other in an informal presentation on the impacts of cybercrime and how such may have an impact on the functionality and profitability of building owners, users. And essentially what I'd hope is that each student would use the PAS 1192 Part 5 document as an aide-memoire when discussing the ways in which cybersecurity can impact upon current digital asset management. In particular, I'd like students to consider the ways in which this may affect the future role of a facilities manager. So today's lecture is going to cover an introduction to the Common Data Environment, or the CDE, and also its application within the digital built environment. This will then be followed by a detailed review of the various types of cybersecurity hackers and existing case studies of crimes committed with buildings or critical infrastructure. And also finally, conclude on the potential measures to be implemented to help deter cybercriminals and reduce the negative or adverse impacts of cybercrime. Our post-sessional activity will include a little bit of reading material, and this will be in the specific domain of IFCs, so Industry Foundation Classes, and MVDs, Model View Definitions. Please use the following links to access the reading materials and familiarize yourselves with these two concepts, the concept of the IFC file type and the concept of an MVD BIM model. So these will form as the basis of your next week's lecture. Additional reading has also been added to this week's lecture. I suggest that you read the following research paper. This has been jointly published together with Eastman, and Eastman has been widely recognized as a prolific founder of BIM, certainly in terms of his published book called the BIM Handbook. Therefore, I believe that this research paper should give you the added detail to the concepts of IFC data exchange, which all forms as part of your particular coursework assessment, where you will be asked to consider the ways in which data and information management and exchange will impact upon the facilities manager's role. So I highly recommend that you take the time to read this paper and use it to improve upon the narrative that you're currently developing in your final coursework assessment. Thank you for listening.